Do you have Sacred Love?
Where do we go from here? Beat of my heart, drip, sweat, traffic lights, and glow.
Okay, let me.
Before that, I was sent.
It's sounding off to me, so let's try.
This sounds awful.
Is that what it is?
I'm trying to do this with an analog mixer for the first time in months.
We'll be good. Just breathe.
Yep.
Okay, I just forwarded it to you. Can you send it to him? Sorry, I think this will sound better on this. It's just an acoustic ballad versus like a pop song.
that has brightened our path ways a while. Come sit down by my side if you love me. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. Just remember the Red River Valley and the girl who I love you so true. Do you and the girl who I love you so true. I've been thinking a long time, my darling. Oh, the cuckoo, she's a pretty bird, and she warbles as she flies, but she never hollers cuckoo till the 4th day of July. Oh, you're gonna build me a log cabin on a mountain so high so that I can see Willie as he goes on by. Jack a diamond, oh, I know you from old, and you robbed me and my pockets of their silver and their gold. Oh, the cuckoo, she's a pretty bird, and she warbles as she flies, but she never hollers cuckoo till the 4th day of July. I think the mic went quiet. Check, check, check. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm going to play a Métis fiddle tune by an old Métis composer named Andy Desjardins or Desjarlis, and this tune is called Louis Riel Reel.
I'm also hoping we can prevail upon his goodwill to play us at least one more song as people keep filtering in and filling the space.
Absolutely, of course. Yes. Yes, thank you, everybody. Yeah, I was absolutely honored when Paul asked me to play for you guys. So let's see. Let's play. I'm going to try to go through a little bit of Golden Slippers. There's a song called Golden Slippers. It was originally an African-American spiritual, but it eventually ended up becoming a fiddle standard over time. So. Thank you very much, guys, for having me. Go Paul. Go Green Party.
Hello, everyone. And just before we get going today, I wanted to acknowledge the many candidates for the Green Party of Canada that are here today. Jonathan Pedneault, running in Outremont. Yay! Naomi Hunter, myself, running in Saskatoon West. Emma Hoberg, right over there, running in Foothills, Alberta. Bridget Burns, running in Lakeland, Alberta. Rainbow Eyes. Oh my goodness, is Rainbow Eyes here? Yes, she's here. Yes, they're from Northwest Territories. Yes, oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so excited. Island candidates, Jessica Wigg, North Island Powell River. Chris Markowicz, Courtney Alberni. Kathy Code, Cowichan Malahat Langford. Michael Doherty, Victoria. And the one and only, incomparable, Elizabeth May, Saanich Gulf Islands. and the man whom today is all about, Paul Manley for Nanaimo Ladysmith. So I thought if I started calling these out, it would give a little bit of time for people to filter in. I would like to welcome Elder Lolly Good for the land acknowledgement.
Quana Styles. Good evening. It is good to see you all. As an elder from my community, I have a protocol. I'm just going to go ahead with my protocol. And after I've done the blessing, I've been asked to do my Ike Squale song, which is a uplifting little song out of the phrase, "It's a really good day." Not every day is a good day. However, if we can uplift ourselves less than 10 minutes, it does something for us here. So I'll just go ahead with my protocol. Siemna Sohan, Siemna Sietya, Siemna Squalaqua, Anthepet, Scheitzelwat, Lolly Good Tana, Juanita Math Nasquish, Tanisan at Nanaimo, Quamlo at Seashell. Nanaimo Shi CME, Mostimo, Lashata Uchacha Tamach. Honored elders, friends, I was born and raised Nanaimo, extended family route Seashell. Nanaimo Chief Mike Wise and Council invite you all to our sacred lands. I acknowledge worldwide all frontline workers who risk their lives on a daily basis in support of their city, town, and country. Creator protect them all and their families. As I recite this blessing, think of others. Sisaf Siem, Haichka Atanaquel, Thijuam, Lelamatha, Atakikalas, Ikati, Mosimo, Haichka, Atasatans Atanaquel, Thijuam, we Atslachand, Atalateins, Sisaf Siem Thijuam, at Watalquas Atanaquel, the Tamak Square, Stilatlamstead. Creator, thank you for this day. Please look after those who are grieving and for those who are sick. Thank you for the food today. Please bring blessing and medicine to our tables. Creator, please help us all today and every day. Nihai. As mentioned, I have brought in my hand instruments. You will see a green bag to the left, and you'll see a green bag here to the right. Please come and grab your own instrument, please, and line up along the walls here as we prepare for to sing this uplifting song. And we're going to dedicate this song to Paul, and I'm sorry, the other gentleman's birthday. So we are going to sing to the two gentlemen who have their birthday today. So Thijuam, stand up and come and join me. Jonathan and Paul, we're going to dedicate this song to.
Are you going down there, or are you coming up here? Are you going down there, or are you
You're all
coming
coming down.
Okay.
Okay, once you get your instruments, line up, Thijuam, and start making noise with them.
Is it okay if I put this mic on you, Law?
okay?
No, I'm loud enough.
No, it's for the online guys.
Pardon me?
It's for the
But
stream.
I'm quite loud. Okay.
I
We'll put
I
it lower,
turn-
not too.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I got a loud
I know.
voice.
Thank you.
Okay, you're also going to sing. Remember, we are dedicating this song to Paul and Jonathan, celebrating their birthday today. What you're going to have 3 Ike squales. Ike squale means good day in Hulkaminum. So I'm going to raise my hand up and let me hear you sing out Ike squale. Remember, you're singing to Paul and Jonathan.
Ike square. Ike square. Ike square.
Awesome. Unable to hang around. I have had surgery not long ago, so I need to just get back home, and I'm still recovering. So do enjoy your evening this
Francis and Ron are here. I think these seats are
Front and center.
Oh.
No, we haven't fun yet, Alan.
here again, leader of the Saskatchewan Green Party. I have a special request for all of you. Now I know that you may have heard some rumors about me from Saskatchewan and you're feeling a little scared. Therefore not sitting as close to the front as you possibly could. But I'm going to ask all of you to get over whatever fear you have of redheads and move forward, please. Let's fill this space in. And yeah, it would really be great if we can fill in these spots further forward. Everybody just move a couple seats forward. It would be absolutely fantastic. That was not a request, by the way.
Do it now.
I thought pulling out all my titles there right before that would make everyone go, oh, okay, yeah, we better move forward. And I would also like to call Paul Manley, the man of the hour, back up to the stage here.
She didn't read my resume. Do you all know who I am? Thank you all for coming out today. And thank you to Elder Lawley. Hajka Siem, Elder Lawley, for the welcoming. Always appreciate you and the teachings that you bring, and the teachings that I've had from the Nanaimo people. I've done a lot of work over the years with Nanaimo, with doing elder stories, doing cultural videos as just part of my own personal reconciliation process. Yeah, I am standing again for election in Nanaimo Ladysmith. Would you all like to make this riding green again? Should we make Nanaimo Ladysmith green again? All right. You know, we face a lot of challenges in our community, and I don't know where to start. I guess I could start. I was executive director at the Unitarian Shelter for 2.5 years, and quite shocking to be working in that situation, to see the number of people in our community that were showing up homeless. And so, you know, at the door of the shelter, we saw people that were suffering from mental health, and addiction challenges. People that have been street entrenched for a while. But what really shocked me was the number of people with disabilities that showed up at the door. The number of people that were low-wage workers that showed up at the door. We even had a student show up at the door and stayed at the shelter for a while. Couldn't find a place to rent. And really heartbreaking was the number of seniors that were at the shelter. The oldest male was 83 years old. The oldest female was 75 and in early onset dementia. Is there something wrong with that? Yeah. 100%. We live in a very wealthy country, and there's no reason why anybody should not have a home in our communities. And what's happened over decades, really, it started in the 1980s with the conservative, Mulroney conservative government. They took programs that had been established in World War II and ran successfully into the early 80s, and they got rid of them. There was affordable housing and cooperative housing funding that they did. They cut taxes, and those tax cuts continued on into the 1990s with the Liberal government, and into the 2000s with the Harper government. And the people that benefited from those tax cuts, I might have got a few $1,000 back from tax cuts, but the people that really benefited were the ultra wealthy. The multimillionaires became multi-billionaires in our country, and services were cut, and affordable housing was cut, and cooperative housing was cut, and we're seeing the result of that now. We do not have the social infrastructure to provide to people who need affordable housing, that can't afford market rate housing. And we're always going to have people in our community that can't afford market rate housing. You know, people that have worked their lives at low wage jobs, people who have disabilities, people who are low wage workers, students, they all need access to affordable housing. And as a wealthy country, cutting taxes for the wealthy and shipping off raw resources for foreign multinational corporations doesn't help us serve our community. Yeah. The other big area where we've seen cuts is healthcare. And so we have 20,000 people in this community that don't have access to a family doctor. And I had a young worker at the shelter who had a completely solvable problem, but couldn't find a family doctor and was misdiagnosed and had been to the emergency ward, which is our hospital runs at 140% capacity. Our emergency ward is busy, 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 and you can't blame healthcare workers for the stress that they're under. But she died, and she died because she couldn't get the help that she needed, and it was tragic. It was a very tragic situation for her and for her family and for her co-workers, who were all quite upset about it, and needlessly. And it's because we're not investing in the things that we need in our community. And the multimillionaires and the multi-billionaires, what do they do for healthcare? They get on their private jets and they head south. That's not the kind of system we need in Canada. We need to protect our healthcare system and ensure that it's properly funded and that we get proper funding to rebuild our hospital and to train doctors in this community and across Canada to ensure that everybody has the healthcare that they need. It's not just affordable housing that's a problem. We've seen the cost of groceries go up. We've seen insurance go up. And what's causing that? We've got droughts. We've got wildfires. We have climate disasters, floods. And it's affecting our food supply. And it's affecting our insurance rates. And it's affecting our taxes. And it's affecting people who are having to rebuild, who haven't insured their homes or can't get insurance, because you can't buy insurance when you're in floodplains now. You can't buy insurance when you're in areas where there's lots of wildfire. And there's some clear causes to a lot of this. But climate change is at the root of it. And the loss of biodiversity and the way we do forestry in the surrounding communities. We have all these forests around behind us. They're not really forests. They're monoculture tree farms. And they're susceptible to disease, and they're susceptible to wildfire. And so we've seen beetle kill all through the interior, and fires rage in behind them. And we have programs where you spray glyphosate to kill off broadleaf trees. In the interior, it's aspen. You know what they call aspen in the interior? The asbestos tree, because it doesn't burn, and it slows forest fires down. Here, it's alder and maple. If you've ever tried to make a campfire with a green alder or maple, good luck to you. It doesn't burn. And so we need that biodiversity. It's part of a healthy ecosystem. It protects not just the ecosystem for the creatures that are living in there, it protects our communities. So these are things I've been fighting for over the years. I've been working on projects around protecting biodiversity locally, trying to make sure that we have some more protected areas in this region because of the ENN land grant. 8,000 square kilometers was privatized. Every mountain and hill you see around here was privatized when BC joined Confederation. Robert Dunsmuir, coal baron, richest man in British Columbia, member of the government, got 8,000 square kilometers of $750,000 in 1887 to build the ENN Railway, which doesn't even run anymore. But the result of that is that we don't have the parks and protected areas that we should have in this region. The Nanaimo River watershed is 750 square kilometers. Does anybody know how much of that is parkland? Less than 2 square kilometers. Does anybody know how much of that is protected areas? Less than 11 square kilometers. 2 mountaintops for Vancouver Island marmots and a little bit of the estuary. Does that seem like a reasonable proposition to you? Should we see some biodiversity protection in our region? Yes. Would you like some parks and protected areas? When I was the Member of Parliament for Nanaimo Ladysmith, I brought the Snanawas, Staminas, Nanaimo, and Layaxan First Nations together in a meeting to discuss this very problem. And we talked about Indigenous conserved and protected areas and programs that the federal government has that are part of the UN Biodiversity Convention to protect 30% of our land base and 30% of our marine base by 2030. Because we need to have biodiversity protection in this region, and it needs to be led by Indigenous people. It needs to be led by the First Nations whose territory we reside on. As Greens, you know, we do things differently in the House of Commons, and actually that's how we get things done. I don't know if you ever watch Parliament or Question Period. Does anybody watch that? Yes. Yeah. It's pretty juvenile. It's pretty repulsive behavior. And I can tell you that as Greens, we do not heckle. We don't call people names. We don't interrupt people when they're speaking. We're respectful. We actually follow the rules in the House of Commons. And I get yelled at by all kinds of different people, but I treat everybody as a potential ally, because at some point they may be the people I'm turning to help me out with passing legislation. And I got amendments to the medical assistant in dying legislation. Here locally, people from the disability community, diverse ability community came to me with 5 amendments to the medical assistance in dying legislation. They said they wanted better protection for people with disabilities. And so I brought all 5 of those amendments to the Justice Committee. The other great thing about being a Green is I'm not the justice critic. I just asked the justice critic, are you okay with me going and doing this? They say, sure, go fill your boots, you know, whatever you want to do. And so I went and I brought these amendments to the Justice Committee, and I got the Conservatives to support all 5 of them. I got the NDP and the Liberals and the Bloc to support 2 of them. And so 2 of them passed. And that's, you know, just being able to talk to people, build respectful relationships. I also got amendments to the Broadcasting Act. I had 24 amendments to the Broadcasting Act. Had a really good conversation with the Minister of Heritage at the time, Minister Guilbeault. And I got 12 of those passed with the support of the NDP, the Bloc, and the Liberals. And that means for the first time, the community element, CHLY, is recognized in the Broadcast Act. Regional Indigenous broadcasters are recognized in the Broadcasting Act. So those are the, you know, I got motions passed, I got amendments passed. I could go and speak to a minister, you know, because I hadn't yelled at them. The other interesting thing I did was I would send my questions to ministers hours in advance of question period, and they were all shocked. They were like, "Oh, thank you for that. This hasn't happened before." And I said, "Yeah, I'm not here to play a game of gotcha. I want real answers. These are problems my constituents are facing in Nanaimo Ladysmith. These are problems I've heard about from Canadians from coast to coast to coast. And so I'm not here to play a game. I'm here to get things done." And you know what? They really appreciated it. And it meant when COVID struck, and we had Canadians that were all over the world that were trying to get back to Canada. I had the ear of ministers, and I had assistance from ministers in helping get Canadians back. I ended up having to assist a family from Nelson, where a couple, the husband was in Haiti, and they were trying to bring their adoptive daughter back to Canada, and they didn't. The paperwork was pretty much there, but you know, a few I's to dot and T's to cross. And he refused to leave Haiti without this child. And so the mother was really upset. And they went to their MP, and their MP said, oh, there's nothing I can do about it. So they brought it to me. And my team and I, we fought really hard. We got that child and that father out of Haiti. And you know what happened after that? We became the Haiti rescue team. Seriously, we had other families with adopted kids in Haiti with conservative MPs who said, oh, we can't do anything about that. There's nothing we can do. It's like, well, we heard this other MP is able to do it. Well, no, we can't do anything about it. And they ended up coming to us, and so we got a whole bunch of children out of Haiti that needed to get out of Haiti. It's great to spend time with so many people on my birthday. So thank you all for coming out. I had a really memorable time in 2020 on my birthday. We had to close down Parliament. I think it was March 13th. Elizabeth's in the room now. It was somewhere around there, March 13th. Friday the 13th. And so everybody scrambled out of Ottawa, and we left. And you know what? We didn't have any protocols in place for running Parliament without actually being in person in Parliament. And so we were invited to come back to Parliament, representatives from different parties. And I was the one that represented the Green Party. And so all of the MPs were getting together, or representatives, a small parliament, so that we could establish the rules to be able to conduct the business of the country on Zoom. And I got to fly to Ottawa on my birthday. It took 24 hours. I stopped in multiple airports, and I was like, so on my birthday, I was in the Vancouver airport, and there was nobody there, and every third seat didn't have a sign that said, make sure you socially distance. Don't sit here, don't sit here, don't sit here, sit here. Don't sit here, don't sit here, don't sit here, sit here. And then the announcement kept on coming on and said, please stay away from other people. Don't, keep your distance, minimum 6 feet. And I'm sitting there going, there's nobody here. Hey, look, there's a janitor. Hey, it's my birthday. Do you want to hang out? Right, so that's how I spent my birthday 2020. So it's nice to be here with folks. I spent a long, lonely time in Ottawa. I had a little box in the sky. It cost $500 if you got caught sitting on a park bench. You got a $500 fine in Ottawa for sitting on a park bench. So I bought myself a looper to entertain myself. And I started writing music, like just in my spare time. And I'm going to play a song for you now. How about that? Normally, what I would do is I would start out with my bass. I would just start with a little loop that went like this, with a little drum track. And then I'd pick up my bass and I'd start playing a bass line. Like this. And then I kick in the guitar. This is a song that kind of comes out of that school of the band, where you're writing about a situation. Nothing that I can relate to directly, but I thought about the world that Donald Trump is creating. And so that's the sort of first verse, where we're kind of at, where we're kind of heading. And the second verse is what happens when you create that situation. And then the third verse is about what we do about it. And then the chorus, I'm going to get you all to sing along. And I think we're popping up the lyrics. Look at that. I'm going to actually turn my guitar up so you can hear it. Walking down the street, smiles on every face she meets.
people passing by, struggling to meet the needs of her family. The people that she sees each day, struggling in the same way, trying to meet their basic needs with low-wage, high-priced corporate greed. And she said, this rich man's greed exacerbates the people's needs, builds up animosity, creates instability. Recollecting what she heard based on Aristotle's words, 'cause he said that poverty leads to criminality and revolution from the seeds of people missing basic needs. Yeah, poverty's the parent of criminality and revolution. Poverty's the parent of criminality and revolution. Weeks and months go by, tensions are rising high, frustration in the people builds each day. Out there on the street, survival mode, struggling to eat. The door bursts, he's on the run. Shop keeps chasing, knocks her down. A bag of food is what he's got. Policeman yells and takes a shot. Wounded for some rice and beans. Angry mob builds on the scene. Pretty soon the street is burning. Tear gas flies and rocks returning. She said it's fair to blame the results of this rich man's game of greed and inequality, driving people to the streets, fosters instability. Yeah, it's basic to psychology that poverty's the parent of criminality and revolution. Poverty's the parent of criminality and revolution. Hey, we dubbed it out for a little while. Me and my band Gator, and my lovely wife Samantha, my good friend Chris over here, who plays the drums. And then this verse is about all the lovely people in this community that buckle down and do the work. Another year goes by, dried up all the tears they cried. People build community they need, dancing in the streets, grooving to the funky beats. They worked in solidarity, created things that they all need.
me, I wish for you. What I want for me, I want for my community. I want people to have affordable housing. I want them to have health care. I want them to live in peace and security. I want people to be able to walk in the woods and enjoy the forest and enjoy the biodiversity that we live in this beautiful place we call home. I want to protect this country. I want to protect our sovereignty. I want to stand up to bullies like Donald Trump. We defend ourselves. That's why I'm running, because what I wish for me, I wish for you. What I want for me, I want for you. What I need for me, you need it too. What I want for me, I want for you. It's now my distinct pleasure. What I wanted for one younger man who's a year older today was to see him in the debates, in the national debates. And this party got so burned by a rigged system. Yes, they were afraid. They had a reason to be afraid, because our next speaker is an intelligent, articulate, driven young man who would have put shame to the leaders that were on that debate stage. And I am shocked that we had the leader of the Bloc Québécois speaking to the rest of Canadians when they only have candidates in Quebec. What's the matter with that? We have elected MPs in 2 different provinces, and we are running candidates in provinces across this country, and in the Northwest Territories and in the Yukon. What is the matter with that picture? Well, you didn't get to hear him in the debates, but you know what? You get to hear him now. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Pedneault.
Hello everyone! Hello everyone! Hello everyone! It's so good to be back in Nanaimo, and we are turning Nanaimo green, my friends! We will get Paul Manley back in Ottawa, thanks to all of you. It's so good to be here. I'm not a birthday guy, I won't lie. I honestly, most of the time I try and... No, I've never been much of a birthday guy. So 2 years ago, I was just hiding in Ukraine, for example, trying to get a better sense of the conflict there. Last year, I was also hiding, but this year, I was forced to come in front of so many wonderful people because we've got some amazing work to do, all of us. And actually, I cannot think of a more beautiful birthday present for myself and for this community than seeing so many of you united here today to celebrate not so much birthdays, but the renewal of this community, because we will send Paul Manley back to Ottawa. And we will send Elizabeth May back to Ottawa. And we will elect more Greens, and we will resend Mike Morris to Ottawa. We've got a lot of work. They think that they silenced us by kicking us out of the debates, but do you think they did? No! No, I don't think they did either. I don't think they did. And one thing I do know is that you cannot silence ideas, and you cannot silence people who have a cause in their hearts. We've got so much work to do. So much work to do, and that work continues until April 28th, but it really starts on April 29th. Your job, my friends, will not be done on April 29th. Our job starts on that day to turn Canada into a land that we can be proud to pass on to our children. That is our most sacred duty. And right now, we've got politicians who keep on telling us to settle down, that we can't possibly have it all right now, that this is a time of crisis, and that we need to tighten our belts and, be not be as generous as we should be, or as we could be. But the truth is that this country is extremely rich. It's rich in natural resources and in money, but most of all, it's rich in people. It's really rich in people. Canadians are generous and good-willed. And for too long, they've been hearing from politicians who tell them to settle down and wait and don't dream big. Take your time. Take it slow. And we just won't be patient anymore. We cannot afford to be patient anymore. We need to fight because our future is on the line. Our future is on the line. Paul touched on so many of the reasons that explain why we are here today. Our communities are suffering. Climate change is continuing unabated. Canada is falling woefully short of its promise, not only to future generations, but to Canadians here and now. And the good news is that Greens have solutions to all of these problems. We can make sure that housing becomes a right. There is no reason in a country rich like the one we have for people living out in the streets. There is no reason in a country rich like ours for people having no access to basic health care, to a family doctor. There is no reason in a country rich like ours for children to have to worry about how they will possibly be able to pay for their education down the road. Nor is there any reason for young adults to start out in life with huge debts because they did the right thing, they went to school, got an education, and now have $20,000, $40,000, $50,000 in debt.
No damn reason!
No damn reason. There is no reason. Recently, in fact, Elizabeth's husband did an amazing job of costing our platform, working with the parliamentary budget officer. And there is one thing we discovered, and it makes me so angry. There is one thing we discovered, a 0.2% tax on financial transactions. Not when you go to the bank and take out money, not those financial transactions, the big ones, the stock market and the foreign exchange market. 0.2% tax on those transactions would yield over 5 years $250-some billion in revenues. $250-some billion in revenues. That's an awful lot of money.
Let's do it.
Why have they not done this? Think of how many houses we could build, how many children we could send to school, how many more family doctors we could provide to communities throughout the country. Why have they not done this? Why? The only way we'll ever get an answer, my friends, is if we send Greens to Parliament. Because Greens are the only ones who will ask the tough questions, who will fight for common good, who will provide us not only with hope, but with the actual means of getting there. Because it's not enough to sell hope and to say that, we're going to do this and that. But how are we going to pay for it? Where are we going to get the money? Well, Greens do the work of actually figuring it out. And that's not nothing. Because without concrete numbers, you can't possibly expect people to follow you. And that differentiates us from some other progressive parties. That and the courage to stand strong in our values to make sure that there is a livable future for our children. I don't know if you listen to the debates, but over and over again we heard from Jagmeet Singh that he
cares about climate and whatnot, and consistently I couldn't help but to wonder, why was there no mention of climate change in your supply and confidence agreement?
Exactly.
Why did you allow these liberal ministers to pander to the idea that they're doing so much on climate while they're buying a pipeline?
Exactly.
Why did you not ask the tough questions? Greens stand strong on value and honesty, and they stand strong for their communities. They stand strong, and if there is one thing that Nanaimo Ladysmith already knows, it is that this man is a fighter, and he will fight for you. But now I need each and every one of you to fight for him. Because we will need each and every one of you to go and knock on doors, to go and spread the good word that we can and we will elect a Green in Nanaimo Ladysmith. And if you know people in Saanich Golf Island, I know a lady who she can use as many hands as well to make sure that we spread the word. Again, this is a tough election, my friend. This is a tough election. They cut us off from the debates, the whole and it is a shame. And it is a shame. It is a shame. But we will continue undeterred. We have to. We have to. And I'm counting on each and every one of you. So thank you, my friends. Thank you for being here. I think I'm passing the word to you.
How does one follow Jonathan Pedneault? How do we be the next speaker? I have been hearing from people across the country who just say, oh my gosh, he's so dynamic. What a speaker. Where did you guys find him? He's young, he's vibrant. Can we please have one more hand for Jonathan Pedneault? Our next speaker is a powerhouse. I heard a little bit earlier for the warm-up how lucky was I. An artist, an advocate, and an unapologetic voice for change. Quana Styles is a two-spirit Cree performer who's been breaking barriers in music, drag, film, and activism. She's been featured on Canada's Drag, One Queer, One Queen, Five Queers, and in the powerful web series, Quana Trans Op, which documents her personal journey and fearless advocacy. Quana has lit up stages across the country, sharing space with artists like Peaches, the iconic Biff Naked, and her music has earned spots on the Billboard's dance charts. I love to dance. But today, she's here to do what she does best. Speak her truth, lift others up, and remind us that our voices and our votes matter. Please give it up for the incomparable, unstoppable Quana Styles! Woo!
Oh my goodness, hello, hello, hello. How are we feeling today, everybody? Danse, Wapiga Squel, Gawia Upa Hoot Nutsikatsut. My name is Quana Styles. I hail from the Cree First Nations in Treaty 8 territory, and I'm thrilled to be here with you all today to make a difference and a change in this world. I am an entertainer, first and foremost. You guys will see me a lot on more TV next year. I'm wrapping 3 movies in the next 3 months. You might know my dad from Moose Meat and Marmalade, the hit TV show on APTN. That's my dad, Art Napoleon. I'm going to be bringing him back on TV. We're filming a new TV show. It's the world's first ever all indigenous cast romance reality competition series. We'll be filming in August. It'll be out next year. I'm so excited. But I'm a little scared. I have seen everything that has been going on in America with our neighbors. I'm an Indigenous trans woman, and I have lived past the life expectancy almost by double. The statistics for trans youth are alarming. Almost half of us don't survive past the age of 20. Not everybody has to agree with how I choose to live my life, but I need our allies to stand behind us now more than ever. It is so scary, you guys. It is so scary. I have seen our rights, my brothers, my sisters, my two-spirit, LGBT, two-spirit plus, gender non-conforming brothers and sisters of mine. We all have an inherent value as human beings, and we are all worth the same, and there is no reason why I should be fighting for basic human rights in 2025. It is so scary, and that's why our votes matter more than ever. I need our allies to stand next to me and to let them know that we are not going anywhere. I did not choose to be an advocate. I became one because I had no other choice. I would love to just sit back and make music and TV for you guys, but last year the election came so close to me losing my rights, so close to me losing all of the growth that I have had since the time. I'm 36 now, y'all, so you don't have your cameras out, right? Okay. So seeing the growth that I had seen coming from a small remote northern community, and seeing the growth that I felt that I had seen in my life made me so proud. It made me so proud to feel like I was part of that shit, part of that acceptance, so that, I don't know if you guys have gay family, if you have a trans daughter, a gay nephew, a gay son, like, stand by us, please. I have faced a lot of adversity and discrimination in my life, but I have never backed down from who I am. I don't expect everybody to get exactly what I do, who I am. Like, maybe it's not for everybody, and that is okay, but I'm not trying to take away your human rights. So let's just chill a bit, okay, honey? I have been overlooked, I have been excluded and told to wait my turn. And every time I have used that volume to turn it up and stand against the voices who speak against me. I want everybody to know that they do have a place in this world. Anybody who sees themselves reflected in me, Indigenous people, gay people, trans people, we are all the same. We all deserve inherent rights as human beings. If you've ever felt like nobody was listening, this is your moment to be heard. This election counts more than ever. With Trump's America, it has scared the shit out of me, you guys. Like, come on. Let's pull it together. Honestly, I was nervous to speak here today because I have never used my voice for politics. I am an entertainer. I try to stay out of it. But when the election was so close last year, I really almost resented myself for not using my voice and my platform to speak up and encourage everybody to get out there and vote. And we don't get changed by waiting. We get changed by showing up, by voting, and by demanding better. I would like to say to everybody, thank you for showing up here today, and that I believe in leaders who endorse. I believe in leaders who actually show up for human rights. That's why I'm standing with you all here today for the Green Party. That's why I'm standing with Paul Manley. And this is the riding and to keep this writing from going to Conservatives, to keep us all moving forward in a good way. Come on, let's go! Let's go, y'all. All right, I hope everybody's doing good. I'm so happy to be here. Gakyo Nuwagamaganov, all my relations. We are the change, not someday, right now. And we're not asking for permission anymore. Stand up. Let's hear your voices, please. Oh my God, thank you. Oh, you guys are making me emotional. Oh my God, you guys want to hear a song? Alright, so growing up, there was not a lot of places for Indigenous artists and music in TV and film, and I've created sort of a path now that I'm giving other people, paying it forward by giving back these opportunities. And this is a love song. It's an Indigenous love song called Sacred Love, and I'm dedicated to all of the love here in this room today and all of the love here we have for moving forward in a positive way. This is Sacred Love. As long as that river still flows, as long as that cedar still grows, our love is like sweet grass and sage. We pray but can't burn it away. As long as I still twist your braids, I bury my weapons today. I'll carry your burdens away, just like the peacemakers say. Sacred love, sacred love, I can't get enough of your love. Oh, sacred love, as long as the sun keeps on rising, as long as the moon turns the tide, as long as the stars light the sky, and tobacco gets laid when I die, as long as my ashes get stirred, as long as my prayers are heard, as long as I'm breathing, no, I'm never leaving you, I'm never leaving you. Put your hands up, make some noise. Sacred love, I can't get enough of your love. Oh, sacred love, as long as the elders keep teaching, as long as the priest can stop preaching, as long as our love holds the line, my maker will make sure you're mine. As long as the seasons still change, we do what the matriarchs say. We learn all our ancestors' lessons. Creator will give us our blessings. Sacred love, sacred love, I can't get enough of your love. Oh, sacred love, sacred love, sacred love, I can't get enough of your love. Baby, you're my sacred love. Thank you guys so much. All my relations, give me that one time for Carl, Manley, and the Green Party.
Wow. I do have a personal message for Quana Styles from my daughter, North Hunter. Her and her partner are asexual lesbians. Once again, it doesn't matter if you don't understand. They live in Weyburn, Saskatchewan, far south of Saskatchewan. There are more oil wells per square foot than there are fields down there. And they live down there. My daughter runs as a Green candidate. And she was beyond excited when she saw the agenda for today. Woo! The next person that I get the unbelievable honor of introducing was voted year after year after year as the hardest working MP in Ottawa. Not by the Greens, but by their peers, by every MP in Ottawa. As well, how many people get to introduce their personal hero? How many people get to meet their personal hero? Elizabeth May is that person for all of us, I'm sure. She has inspired not only Green voters, but people across the political spectrum. People across the planet know about Elizabeth May. She has been a voice for the earth, to inspire the youth. She's been a voice for the poor, for those who needed better medical care, for those in other countries suffering persecution, and the returning MP for Saanich, Gulf Islands, Elizabeth May.
Thank you. Don't we just all love Naomi Hunter, leader of the Green Party of Saskatchewan? Do you know Naomi, in provincial elections and federal, kind of live, honest to God, Naomi lives out of her car, moving around from community to community, collecting signatures with people slamming doors in her face, but you can see this woman is indomitable. She not only gets herself on all the Saskatchewan Greens, and God bless North, I haven't seen her in a while, but this is such, it's really hard for me to see so many old friends having rushed here from an all-candidates meeting in Saanich and wanting to run through the room and hug everybody, and no, behave yourself, follow this. There's a sheet here that says what time everything's going on, and well, Paul, it's your birthday, and I love you so much, and I haven't even hugged you yet. So, yeah, Paul, can I have a hug, please? Look, I've got a little bit of time. I just want to say, JP, I love you. You did phenomenal work this week. When the Leaders' Debates Commission broke its own rules and revealed itself as corrupt. And I want you all to know something. I've been doing some digging I hadn't noticed. The essence of the Leaders' Debate Commission, all the other parts say, well, it's an independent commission, it's very eminent. We wouldn't want to quarrel with what the commission did because they did what we wanted. The commission it revolves around the idea that there's an eminent person who is the commissioner for the Leaders' Debates. I double checked because I was pretty sure, yeah, the position's been vacant for 2 years. So when David Johnston, our former Governor General, and somebody I actually love and respect, he stepped down as Leaders' Debate Commissioner when he made the mistake of taking a really bad gig, Justin Trudeau's Special Rapporteur on Foreign Interference, which did some damage to David Johnston's reputation. But anyway, I won't go through all that. But the position when David Johnson stepped down was March 2023. It's April 2025. 2 years this position has been vacant. And so in the absence of a commissioner for the Leaders Debate Commission, their executive director has been making all the decisions. And he's clearly, believe it or not, claims to be a journalist. He thought True North and Rebel News were journalists. The failure to do due diligence is now getting everybody's attention, but breaking the rules as it relates to Greens is the most unforgivable thing, and I've seen lots of unforgivable double crosses in Canadian politics, but this takes the cake, and I don't mean the birthday cake. So if anything proved to most Canadians what a bad decision it was to exclude Greens, it was having to watch the other guys. Mark Carney got all mixed up and thought he loved the Keystone Pipeline, which is in the United States. My sister-in-law, Margot Kidder, was arrested fighting Keystone. So was Jane Fonda. Mark Carney can't keep straight the one his buddies bought, Kinder Morgan Pipeline, otherwise known as Trans Mountain Pipeline, and the one that was stopped by Barack Obama. What the literal hell is going on when I'm watching the Liberal leader, who's claiming he has climate cred, say what we really need in this country is carbon capture and storage, which is very clearly fraud and involves massive government subsidies. To whom? Well, to the oil and gas company, because it's really expensive to pretend that you can sweep all your carbon under the carpet and pay no attention to it. And then the other thing he wants, small modular reactors, which his former company Brookfield bought Westinghouse, which he's plugging in the middle of the debate to build small modular reactors as if you can get them out of a Sears catalog. Well, Sears is good. They talk about small modular reactors as if they exist. If Greens had been on that stage, Jonathan would have pointed out there's not a single SMR, so-called, that's producing electricity anywhere on the planet because it's a fraud, it's make-believe, and it's going to suck up tax dollars while giving more time for fossil fuels to dominate the energy world of Canada. I'm disgusted that that happened, couldn't believe what I was watching, and then Jagmeet Singh pretends he's a climate champion, and, as JP pointed out, with the chance to demand from the Liberals some climate action in the confidence and supply agreement, didn't mention climate. I'll never forget being the last time I was on the stage in a leaders debate with Jagmeet Singh and climate came up. And I've been saying we have to hold to 1.5 degrees. That's the goal in the Paris Agreement. As we shoot by it, we shoot by the parameters that allow a livable climate and a sustainable biosphere for all of us and all creatures on Mother Earth. And within a few seconds in the debate, he said, oh yeah, and 1.5, as Elizabeth loves to say. I rolled around and said, loves to say? It was quite something. We need Greens on that debate stage to bring truth to power. Or sometimes, as I feel when I'm in Parliament and hear the debates, sometimes we just need to bring truth to stupid. But we need to bring actual numbers, actual information, actual evidence, while they all prostrate themselves before the idea that the way to fight Trump is to build pipelines for no market, for no benefit for Canadians, and certainly for no benefit for climate. We have a real plan, and Paul and JP and I revealed it here in Nanaimo, Ladysmith, that would create strategic reserves for Canadian natural resources, pay for it in ways that don't break the bank, allow us to keep raw logs in Canada to go to Canadian and British Columbia mills so we can build Canadian houses with Canadian wood. Radical concepts. I am confident that we will be electing Greens to Parliament, and we will elect more than we've ever elected before. Paul Manley will be recognized by the Speaker of the House when the Speaker looks out and says, and now, the honourable member from Nanaimo, Ladysmith. And someone worth listening to will get up! There has never, it is true, this is a consequential election. It is true that we must stand together as Canadians. Yes, it's true. We have the fight of our lives to deal with a fascist lunatic in the White House. But we don't deal with a fascist lunatic in the White House by trying to dig deeper and double down on failed policies of neoliberalism, fossil fuels, and wait your turn, as Jonathan was saying. We do not do that. We've been far too patient. We need to demand what we need and demand it now, because what I need for me, I need for you, and what I want for me, I want for you. And all of us together in Parliament are going to make a substantial difference in the way our country's future unfolds. So I'm now going to introduce someone I've loved for years, whose music you've loved for years. And I want to say that I became a big fan of this particular resident of Nanaimo, Ladysmith, a long time before I met him. Because another thing we want to protect and preserve in this country is the CBC, by the way. And I can remember, I don't know if I ever told you this, Bob, I can remember being in my kitchen on Cape Breton Island, and I would be listening to Zowski. And Peter Zowski on Morningside would introduce Bob Bossin and the Home Remedy for Nuclear War and other such really important contributions. But the folk group string band, Bob Bossin was someone I listened to on radio, loved the feeling of it being a ballad for a movement of people who are going to fight back and push back. So when I started working with Bob on stopping the destruction of Clayoquot Sound, when he wrote No Passer On, that song lit up the movement to stop the logging of Clayoquot Sound. And the work, We Don't Want Your Pipeline. Well, I won't do like a medley of Bob's greatest protest hits. But I will introduce him and ask Bob Bossin, who was a lifer in that other failed, orange thing. I would like to thank Bob Bossin from the bottom of my heart for being a Green, supporting Paul Manley. Come on up, Bob. I'll get out of your way. Oh, I love the Palestinian flag. It's perfect.
Hello. Paul requested this song so I have to play it. But speaking of the CBC, as Elizabeth just did, I wrote this song 47 years ago. And the reason I wrote it was I was home one day and somebody called from the CBC and said they were going to have a TV series about Canadian prime ministers. And would I consider writing the theme song? I said it was an honor and a duty, and were they going to pay me? And they said they would, and I said, yes, but would you pay me even if you don't wind up using the song? They said they would, and I wrote this song, and they never used it.
But did they pay you?
However, it has a good patriotic chorus. Whenever I say hip hip, you say hooray! It's very Canadian, that, everybody. When Sir Wilfrid Laurier was just a young shaver, and his favorite thing was swimming in the river, he jumped in the water too soon. After dinner, got a cramp in his leg. Would have been a goner, but his old farm dog come running when he called, and he saved Sir Wilf for the good of us all. That was a dog for time and trouble. His heart was big, though his brain was small. That was a dog to come on the double to his master's voice or his country's call. His scent was strong, his heart was true, the breed we need today. Raise a cheer for the maple leaf dog. Hip, hip. Hooray! When Sir Robert Borden and his new bride honeymooned at Niagara, Canadian side. They went for a trip on the Maid of the Mist, but the engine conked out and they started to drift. Just as they got down near the falls, a dog come swimming for the good of us all. That was a dog for time and trouble. His heart was big, though his brain was small. That was a dog to come on the double to his master's voice or his country's call. Tribute to his master, credit to his race. He wagged his tail into Pharaoh's face. Raise a cheer for the maple leaf dog. Hip, hip, hooray! Your sheepdog's head looks a lot like his ass. Your collie dog is pretty, but she's working class. French poodle mount his mother if she wasn't too fast. Mexican Chihuahua, Rhodesian Ridgebacks, intolerant and crude. Turn around, your basset hound is doing something rude. The maple leaf dog with snow on his nose, true patriot love in those sad brown eyes. The maple leaf dog ain't one of those, he's one of you and I. In 1942, when Mackenzie King didn't know what to do, walked his dog into Kingsmere Woods till he came in between a bear and her cubs. A little pat barked and the bear withdrew, and soon King was telling Churchill what to do. That was a dog for time. And when Louis Saint Laurent was a kid in Quebec, he used to walk his dog down the railroad track till the day his foot got stuck as a train was coming. Just his luck, an old red shirt was lying in the lane, and the dog grabbed the shirt and flagged the train. That was a dog for time and trouble. His heart was big, brain was small. That was a dog to come on the double to his master's voice or his country's call. His scent was strong, his heart was true. The dog who rescued Uncle Lou. Raise a cheer for the maple leaf dog. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! And then in Edmonton, years ago, little Mark Carney got buried in snow. Everybody searched till they gave up, all except for the family pup. Barking, digging, wagging his rump, and but for the dog, we could have. That was a dog for national unity. That was a dog glorious and free. That was a dog that well give me a dog to stand on guard for thee. That's the trumpet part. Raise a cheer for the maple leaf dog. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Yay, yay! Bow wow! Bow wow! Mexican Chihuahua. This was a request from Elizabeth May, so we all have to do it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Paul and Jonathan. Happy birthday to you.
Paul said now it's time to raise money, but I got distracted by Bob's song. And I wanted to take, my husband John Kidder, running in Mission Matsui, Abbotsford. And he did the all-candidate debate, and he said he brought down the house at the end with his joke. And I said, what joke was that? So he said, well, all little kids know you get fascinated at some point in your youth with the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And everyone started, little kids, little boys, they call it T-Rex. Everyone knew it was a fearsome, big dinosaur. Lots of teeth, made a really big roar. Tiny little brain, tiny little hands, T-Rex. So now we have T-Rump. T-Rump, tiny little brain, tiny little hands, and he roars a lot. On his way to joining fossil fuels sometime soon. Anyway, never mind. T-Rex, T-Rump. Usually it's hard to be funny about fascists. They're kind of a mood killer, really. But tonight we're going to do something really fun. I think it's fun. How many of you have ever been to a Green Party Dutch auction? Okay. How many of you have never been to a Green Party Dutch auction? Okay. So let me I'll explain the rules really, really fast because this goes really, really fast. Is that okay if I go really, really fast?
Go fast.
Go fast. The point is to raise the maximum amount of money in the shortest amount of time. And here's how it goes. It's based on the way they auction tulip bulbs in Amsterdam. That's why it's called a Dutch auction. You start with the most expensive bulbs and you keep auctioning them off, or the auctioneer does, in Dutch. But I don't speak Dutch. Dank u wel. So what's going to happen is we're going to go really, really fast. And it goes from the top amount of money you're allowed to give down to the least. And we go fast. And as you put your hands up that you're ready to give at that level, we will have runners run to you. So let me just, I know we've got people watching online. I should say hi to all of them too. Can they donate from where they are?
100%.
100%. Okay, so you can go onto your computer, be ready to hit donate, or communicate to the team here. What's the plan?
I think they can donate online.
Donate online. I think that's right.
We have a live telephone number.
We'd love to keep track of what you're sending in from home, but I forgot to get the technical briefing. So let's just keep going. Everybody in the room who's a runner, wave your little. Yes, good. You've got clipboards. You've got the information. So in Canada, one of the things we have, of which we're very proud, besides the Maple Leaf Dog, is we have the best campaign financing scheme of any democracy I've ever heard of. No corporation is allowed to give any political party money. No institution, foundation, or even great trade unions. None of them are allowed to give political parties money. The only entity in Canada allowed to give money to a political party are real live human beings who are Canadian citizens or permanent residents. No bots, no Musks, none of them. So the maximum you're allowed to give to screen out people who are super wealthy, you're only allowed to give the maximum amount in any given year is $1,750. I know you're disappointed. You brought checkbooks. You're all obviously gazillionaires. You're ready to donate the max, but $1,750 is the max. And because these rules were developed by the really bigger political parties, they organize it so they get way more back. You as donors give way more back. The difference is you were sending money to Amnesty International or Mennonite Central Committee or the Food Bank. So your donation of $1,750, and I'll keep repeating these, but not with all these words. Your cost after taxes, if you're a taxpayer, is $1,100 for a donation of $1,750. We're going to go really fast.
Can we pledge for somebody else?
What?
Can we pledge for somebody else?
That's the point. That's a good point, Paul. This is a pledge auction, so you can pledge for someone who isn't here. And they may have lots more money than you, but it's up to you to go afterwards, go track them down, because we really hate shaking down strangers. But we're counting on you. Oh, look at all my friends in the front row, all the candidates. So great to see you. Yeah, so Michael and Chris and, of course, Jessica. And this is really hard for me because there's so many great candidates, and of course, JP and Rainbow Eyes. Okay, I'm going to go fast now because it's nothing is more awkward or kind of cringe-making than people begging for money and waiting for hands to go up. It can be awkward. So we're going to go fast because it's more fun that way, and you can pledge for someone who isn't here. We mentioned that. Oh, and another really great feature, because we're a party that doesn't really want consumerism or more physical junk and stuff, at this auction, you you're not going to have to carry anything home because you're not buying anything. You're just giving your money so that you get Paul Manley as your MP. This auction is to get Paul Manley as MP.
This is actually for the national.
No, really?
Yeah, this is for the
Oh, I
national.
don't want. Oh, Paul just, gee whiz. This isn't for Paul's campaign alone. This is for the whole national campaign. For all of us. I didn't know that, Paul.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I would have come.
Wow.
I want you in Parliament more than I can. Okay, all right. I'm gonna.
I already have lots of
All right,
generous
I'm going to
donors
pull
here in
myself
the
together.
nomination.
This is to help all the Green Party of Canada candidates across the country to make sure we're strong to fight on. So I'm going to start now, and I'm going to try to go fast. So anyone wanting to give $1,750, put your hand up. Let's watch for the hands and let's count. Who do we have?
Right here. I'm going to donate on behalf of my wife. Is she here? Oh, she is. Oops.
So that's $1,750. Did we have any other hands at
Yeah, he's already
$1,750?
got
Is
it.
keeping anyone keeping? Hi, Walter.
You hit me up already last year.
Well, that's last year.
I gave you a check for 2025.
That's right.
But what if I wanted to donate to Paul? Can I have my check back?
No, you can donate to Paul and National.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Walter.
So apparently they don't want us to go too fast because people online are donating.
Oh, they don't want me to go too fast, but it's much more fun in the room. Okay, sorry for the people online. I'm going to go a little faster. But that's two donations at $1,750, I think. So that gets us to $3,500. Yes, Janice?
Oh, and this is a phone number. This is a phone number that people can call if they want to donate
If
online.
you want to donate online and let us know in the room, call. This just in, by the way. That's the sort of thing you say when you're a news person. This just in. Call 778-441-5414. That's 778-441-5414. Operators are standing by. Now,
Call Colette, call direct, but call today.
so the next one down, and who's in charge of making sure we're keeping track of the money as it comes in so we know our new total? But can you tell me what it is now, Jay? $3,500. Okay, we're at $3,500. That was my guess. Now, who would like to donate $1,500 to the Green Party of Canada? Anyone at $1,500? Hands up. Moving down. I don't see a hand. Online. You can get it in. You can call.
How much is it after tax?
After tax, they forgot to tell me. But $1,500 is
Somewhere.
$800. I'm pretty sure, from memory.
Somewhere in there.
It's not. I think it's $800 it costs you after taxes to donate $1,500. Ready? Going to, any hands you said? Okay, keep going. $1,000 donation for sure after taxes costs you $442. Anyone for a $1,000 donation after taxes, $442. Jonathan Pedneault, merci mille fois. Anyone else at $1,000? Anyone else? $1,000 pledging. Do we know anybody online? Okay, anyone? Okay, dropping down again, we're going to go to $900. Who'd like to donate $900? Will cost you after taxes $300 and change. $900, anyone? Don't rub your nose like that, Naomi. I almost put you down for, Watch your hands, folks. Okay, ready to go. So next donation level, we're going to go to $600. $600 after taxes, what a bargain, will cost you $200. And oh, Eva, oh, happy birthday for giving birth to such a great guy. So four at 600. 4 at 600. Anybody else? 700. This was 600. I didn't stop at. I did. I dropped. Did you want to give 700? No. If I've moved too fast, but $600 costs you $200 after taxes. How many hands did we get there? 4, 5? Everyone who was at the $600 mark, put your hands back up so we can count properly. 600. How many people did we have? 600 people, cost you $200 after taxes. So, Lori, how many hands did we get? 4? 4 at 600? Okay, moving right along. Jay, what's our new total? Okay, we're at 6,900. Anybody else want to, did I miss anybody who wants to donate? Next number, $500. Who'd like to donate $500 to to the national campaign? $500.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, 4 at 500. Is that's good. Put me down 5 for 500. I think I still have some room. 5 for, good, okay. I think I'm pretty much maxed out, but I think I've got space for 500.
I was just about to donate on behalf of you and say Elizabeth May, 500.
Well, okay. So what's our total now, Jay? 9,400, but we're pushing on. We're not satisfied. No, we're not. Okay, $400 is the sweet spot. Oh, wait, hands up back there. Was that a 500 that we missed? 400. $400 donation after taxes costs you 100. It's a 75% rebate. It's fantastic. So 1, 2, 3 at 400, 5 at 400, and 6 at 400. Is that Bob Mackay from Salt Spring Island, all the way back there? I can hardly see. 5, 7 at 500. Anybody else at 500? And by the way, let me just ask, anyone who put their hand up at any level and hasn't seen a runner yet, put your hand back up so we can check and run over to you. Anybody have their hand up at 500? Okay, so I think we had 6 at 500? Did we have, what? 7 at 500. So Mr. Numbers, Jay, Mr. Sam, 12,200. Okay, so we're clearly going to keep going on this because it's going well. Just checking. Anyone else at 400? Anyone wanted to donate $1,750 and missed the chance? Okay. Okay, so the next level is going to be a $300 donation. Who'd like to donate $300 to the National Green Party of Canada? 300, 300. Any way to find out what's going on? Oh, 1 at 300.
Any way to find out what's going on online?
Anybody else at 300? Okay. Okay, now we're going to drop to 200, which after taxes costs you 50. That's fantastic.
What a sweet spot that is.
$200. I see 1 hand, 2 hands, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 at 200. Anybody else at 200? Did I miss anybody? 6 at 200. 7 at 200. Thank you so much. 7 at 200. Anybody else at 200 that we've missed? Are runners getting to everybody? This is really good for cardio. Yes, runners. Yes, runners. So what's the new total, Jay?
13,900.
13,900, and now we're going to the $100 donations, which after taxes cost you $25. So, there it goes. 1, 2, 1. This is
3, 4, 5,
oh, good.
6.
This is for $100 donation
7,
after taxes,
8, 9.
25. 9?
We got 9.
Anybody else at $100 donation? Going once, going twice. 10. I think I see a 10th hand back there for $100. Do you think?
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
Jay, where are we now?
14,900, and that's just wrong, so I'll throw it in.
What?
I'll throw it in another 100.
Okay, so far we're at 15,000, which is nice, and it goes fast. Anybody else? Anybody else? Can we have any update from online? Probably not. Let's just keep the last one, and thank you. Anybody here wanted to donate and put your hand up and yet have not seen a runner? Let me just double check because we're going quite fast. Anybody else wanted to see a runner? Okay, then we're going to drop to the last level, which is $50, which after taxes, if you're a taxpayer, will cost you $12.50. Anyone for $50 to round it on up. We've hit 15,000. Who'd like to help us out with $50 donations to get the total up? Anyone at 50? 50 going once, 50 going twice. Good, at 50. There's 1 back there, 1 at 50. Anyone else at 50? And thanks, Jay, for your 100. 50 going once, 50 going twice. What do you think, Paul? I think we might just, any news?
I haven't had any news.
Wait, operators are standing by. Okay, I just want to say what a treat it is to be at a big rally in Nanaimo again. I've been missing them, and it's so much fun. And Paul and I need to be in Ottawa with Jonathan Pedneault, with Mike Morris, with Anne-Marie Zedlick, with Pam Allen LeBlanc, Oh, God, Jessica Wade, would you ever knock them dead in Parliament? And it would be so good to get rid of Aaron Gunn, the guy running it. And you guys know the Liberal running against Paul is on the board of Fortis? Everyone got that news?
On the board of Fortis BC, yeah.
Yeah, she'll be a frackin' Green MP. Only the Green.
And Rainbow Eyes.
Chris, Michael, Rainbow Eyes, great candidates in this room and across the country. I'm so proud
Naomi Hunter.
of Naomi Hunter. Yes, with our first breakthrough seat in Saskatchewan. And her dad running too. Yeah. In any case, I'm enormously honored and proud to be the co-leader of the Green Party of Canada with the most extraordinary, brilliant young man. I said to him, "You're still young." He's still kind of bummed about turning 35. I said, "Oh, to be 69 again." Anyway,
you are 69.
No, I'm 70. I'm going to be 71 in June.
Oh. Okay.
But I am practically bionic. 2 new knees, 2 new hips, and
that's our total.
That's
online in here.
$20,220 so far. So, what's next?
Cake.
Cake. Okay, I can't have any till tomorrow because I gave it up for Lent. We're getting real close, though. We're getting real close. Getting real close.
We're going to invite all candidates on stage.
We're going to invite all of our candidates. I was thinking, come on up. Rainbow Eyes running in Northwest Territories. Chris Markovich, Courtney Alberni, Michael Doherty, Victoria, Jessica Wegg, North Island, Powell River. And, you have it all written out for me as if I know. And Naomi running in Saskatoon West.
Come on up.
Jonathan Pedneault, of course, in Outremont. Kathy Code is here somewhere. Kathy, you've been doing the most awesome work online. I was watching your videos. Kathy Code is running in Cowichan, Malahat, Langford, and is our forest critic, and awesome. Yeah, well, are we good? We're good. I wish Bob Bossin was running so we could have another song. We're ready? Group picture. Group picture. Okay, team. This is my favorite little jingle. Ready? Smile and say green. Green. Because you know you can't smile if you say conservative. Or the liberal. Like your face goes all wrong.
Where's Jonathan? Get in here.
Great, Jonathan! Where did he go?
The candidate for which one?
Ah.
Okay. There you go.
Green. We have an awesome team. Woo, Jonathan, get on up here. Jonathan, group picture.
Let's go.
Group picture. Jonathan. That's good.
That's better.
That's much
Now we
okay.
Now we have everyone. Okay, now take it again.
Thanks for being here and thanks for your generosity. Go Paul!
Cake time.
Okay.
There's cake in the back of the room.
Okay, we are about to have cake, but I would like to say to everyone that the best way to burn off calories is door knocking. I want every single one of you to come out one at a time, door knock with me, even 1 hour, 2 hours. Please, let's get Paul Manley back elected. What?
And vote. Did you already tell them all to vote? No, I didn't. Make sure they vote. They turn off the mic. It's okay.
I was just testing it.
it up.
I know I just keep bopping up here, everybody. I do have one more very important announcement. I love door knocking, so of course I had to get that in first. But there's one more thing that as Greens we are very, very enthusiastic about. I need you all to get out and vote. The polls are open till 9 tonight. We've got somebody here feeding me information. On the way out the door, there's a table set up. We need more volunteers. Sign up. What is it that you're interested in doing? Oh, hey, I see a redhead wandering by. Are you going to volunteer? Okay, yeah, we got to stick together. What? We need people to plant signs. We need people to man phones. Did I mention already that we need people outdoor knocking? Please sign those volunteer sheets. We need to flood this riding. If you have 1 hour to give, 2 hours, 22 hours to give, we need whatever you can do. We need you to bring your friends, your relatives. Please volunteer.